Well, today on the show, we're going to talk about a problem that a lot of people don't really give a lot of thought to. It's a health issue, of course, and that is chronic kidney disease. Well, joining us from Fresenius Medical Care are Tim and Nancy. Thank you for being on the show. Tell us a little bit about, why is it important? I mean, people think about chronic diseases, they think about terrible diseases, you think about cancer, heart problems. Why is it important to bring awareness about chronic kidney disease?
There's a growing number of people in our country that don't even know they have renal disease. And this is very serious. Renal disease is caused mainly by high blood pressure or diabetes.
Okay.
So we need to bring awareness to this fact so people can be screened, because if you're screened and you catch the disease early, you can, there are things that can be done to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease into renal failure.
So what are the risk factors, for kidney disease?
The risk factors for kidney disease, again, diabetes, high blood pressure. If you have family members that have chronic kidney disease, you're at risk for chronic kidney disease.
So this could be actually something that's hereditary.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it just may not just pop up all of a sudden.
That's correct.
Now, can someone have it? I mean, that if it's not in the family, is there still a possibility of it?
Oh yes, there are other risk factors also. Premature birth is a risk factor.
Wow.
And
Okay.
also smoking, chronic urinary tract infections can be a cause of renal failure.
So, what are some of the symptoms? People might start thinking, "Oh, I've got a problem. I've got maybe I need to go see a doctor about it."
Well, one of the things that we look for with our patients, especially our CKD patients, chronic kidney disease patients, there aren't a lot of symptoms. They are caught by a random visit to the physician's office or a hospitalization about something else where a blood test is done and they see certain levels are starting to rise. That's why it's so important for screening, because it's not just something that all of a sudden you wake up one day and you feel bad, or it's not this quick onset. Usually it's a long, slow progression to basically develop chronic kidney disease or ESRD, end-stage renal disease.
Right.
So the most important thing for patients out there that are at high risk, diabetes, hypertension, some other issues that Nancy's discussed, is to be screened, talk to your physician, go to these wellness fairs and let them check to see certain blood levels that you might want to look at to see if you need to be followed by a nephrologist to reduce a chance of going into chronic kidney disease.
So with me as someone, I do have high blood pressure. I guess I go to my doctor, for my yearly checkups. Is this something that, whenever they do your blood work and everything, that it would show up on that?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so then you could start taking the necessary steps to maybe, battle it?
Well, be followed and be referred to a specialist. One of the things as you do your yearly checkup with your cardiovascular doctor or your internal medicine physician, and they do this routine blood work.
Sure.
They have been educated by their physicians, their nephrologists, and CKD educators, renal education specialists, at what level these blood tests are that need to be referred to a nephrologist. As the patient is referred to that nephrologist, he will do much more involved and in-depth testing to see where you are in the continuum of chronic kidney disease and what best, prescription and treatment to prevent or prolong that progression.
So what happens when chronic kidney disease leads to kidney failure? I mean, what happens then?
At that point of kidney failure, you have to have a renal replacement therapy to cleanse the waste products out of your blood and also to remove the extra fluid. Dialysis is one of the treatment options, and another treatment options would be kidney transplantation.
Right.
Now, how many people would you say in Mississippi or in this area alone are on dialysis?
In the state of Mississippi, 6,100 people are on dialysis.
On some form of dialysis, absolutely.
And of course, and are these people automatically, do they put them on a waiting list or something for a kidney transplant? Or is that something that, that the doctor decides?
The doctor refers the patient to a kidney transplant center, and then the patient has to go through workups.
Okay. Now back to dialysis. How long does this treatment go on? I mean, how often is it needed? and how long does it, the patient usually go under?
If a patient chooses to go in-center hemodialysis, where they go 3 days a week for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of treatment, that's what you'll see. But there's also home therapies, and Nancy is a big proponent of home therapies. Home therapies can be daily, it can be every other day, it can be at nighttime where they are doing nocturnal home therapies. What we see there is the patient gains a greater control of their life back. Their outcomes are better. They just feel better because they're part of their care. They're not going somewhere where the dialysis is being provided for them by a staff of trained professionals, but they're being educated to handle it themselves and, again, gain control of their life back. We see that their outcomes are much better, and they have a higher rate of transplant in home therapies.
So you do have those options, whether you want to do it at home or whether you want to go to a medical center and have it done.
Absolutely.
That's correct. Not all patients will be candidates for home therapies, but they need to discuss that with their physicians. And also we have a renal educator that will go out to a patient, do one-on-one education with, not with a person actually, or families, or we can do classes, and they will teach them some of the things that the person can do to slow the progression.
I was going to say, I mean, you can't necessarily stop it and it go back to the way it was, but you can make it
by early detection and early intervention. You can prolong the timeline between your kidney disease and the start of dialysis. But as she spoke about, as we go and we work with these physicians early on and catch the disease in the chronic kidney disease process, and we educate them with our renal education specialist, and we help them to be knowledgeable, educated, so if they do get to the point of end-stage renal disease, they can make the best choice of the modality or the type that they're going to use that best serves their life, best serves what they're doing in their life at that time. So again, early education, early screening, early prevention.
Where can people go to as far as, if they want more information on this? I mean, do you have a website or go to the doctor or what?
We do have a website. The website is www.ultracare-dialysis.com. And we also have a local educator, and she can be reached at 228-374-2623.
Okay, 228-374-2623.
Yes.
If you want some more information on that. Thank y'all so much for being here and educating everyone on the problems here that they have on chronic kidney disease. Again, if you want some more information, call the number on your screen or go to the website.